Good day to you, partner. I'm Guy, and I can already tell that I'll be your best friend in this
I want you to hit me as hard as you can.
Let me tell you a little bit about Tyler Durden. Tyler was a night person. While the rest of us were sleeping, he worked. If you look for it, you can see these little dots come into the upper right-hand corner of the screen.
In the industry, we call them cigarette burns.
Hey guys, Weed Solo here, aka the Skeleton King. So, skellies have been buffed so much, I want them to be nerfed so they aren't nerfed too much when beta is over. Okay, so according to the patch notes, their base damage is going to be 333. Times 1,300 ED is a pretty loose number. That does reference the patch notes, but actually they'll get some more because auras have been buffed. And also, by the way, T-Mite's been buffed a lot. So this is Act 5 Merc. So they'll actually do more damage than this. But 333 with a reasonable ED number, they'll do 4,509 DPS. And that's partly because the Aidel has been reduced by 5. Now, if we go back to the season before, this is actually with 2 skills higher, they did less damage. This is 6159. The numbers I was showing there was only 5957. And they're doing 1,000 more DPS. Okay, now you're like, oh, but I don't care. I play budget or I just play for fun and then I quit after a week. This is 5250 and 4240. Their base damage is going to be 264 and 204. Let's look at their base damage over here. Okay? This is the actual exactly the same. It's like 40 more on each one, okay? That's insane for that much base damage. And this is, again, a very reasonable amount of ED. In fact, it'll probably be a bit higher. Now, the 5250 has Beast, because you probably had that at that point. If you don't, you're not prioritizing the right gear. And the 4240 doesn't, although around 4240 you should probably make a Beast or Faith. That's what you should do next. Their DPS, 3,200, or as much as 6,159 last season, and 1,600. Now, you might go, 1,600 is not that high. Well, considering it's almost 300 higher than it was prior, that's actually a pretty big deal. You're going to notice a huge quality of life early on. And then compared to what the DPS was for 5250, it's 700 higher. Guys, I'm making this... Oh, by the way, I like how I put these small numbers for the DPS. I'm making this video because I love skeletons, and I just want them to be playable, and I'm afraid if the patch notes are correct, their damage is probably too good. The king out. GG.
Nobody knows that they saw it, but they did.
Nice big cock.
What do you want me to do? You just want me to hit you?